call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. This is our Commissioners' Finance meeting held weekly, usually weekly. So today, February 22, 2023, appointed hour 1:30 p.m. having arrived. We'll begin and we open the floor for public comment. Anyone wishing to address the board?
Nobody is
online, nobody in here. All right, that moves us to item 3, which we have minutes at hand of the meeting of February 15. Need action on this, please.
Move to approve the minutes of February 15th.
A second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, that moves us along to item 4, which is our topic of discussion today. Only one today, I believe. So, and this is our quarterly update for Cumberland Area Economic Development Corporation. Jan Anderson, our executive director, and Kristen is not here today. And of course, Mary Breaithwaite. Still working on it. Okay. Our new director of finance and administration. So, ladies, we have your presentation in hand. I don't know if we're up on the screen or not. Excellent. Okay. So, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, thank you for allowing us to come in today. We have a lot to cover, and we hope to be finished in 30 minutes and allow you some time to ask questions. We do have 24 slides, but that's because the presentation will follow our new strategic plan and implementation. So hopefully we can buzz through this pretty quickly, but give you enough time to understand. So we're going to start with our economic development pillar, and we will hit the topics that where we've had movement in the first quarter and expected during the implementation to have movement. So engaging with the state to provide incentives to businesses. We did have a meeting with the governor's action team to make sure that they understood what we were doing and how we connect with them appropriately. We have been meeting with area businesses. We've had 27 prospective business leads. 15 of those leads came in 2022 and 12 already in 2023. We have 2 projects in the pipeline and 1 in pre-closing status. Objective 1.2 is to strengthen financial support for business growth through direct funding or gap funding. Relationships really matter in identifying projects and how we find leads. So we have been working with banks and have had meetings or made presentations in the last quarter to Orristown Bank, Community First Fund, Fulton Bank, and last night we attended the M&T reception. We are also expanding our partner relationships for funding to assist businesses, funding and services actually. And I will be presenting to Carlisle Rotary tomorrow. Oops, thanks, Mary. All right, I'm just gonna let you do that. Got it? Nope. There we are now. There we go. All right. Also in objective 1.2, strengthening financial support, we have been monitoring grant opportunities coming from the state. The local share account, just to give you a quick update, in 2022, we submitted applications. We are awaiting the awards from those applications submitted through the Commonwealth Financing Agency. We expect that to come out shortly. We've heard March, but we'll see. 2023, we have heard that they will begin accepting applications in April, but I do believe that will depend on the awards of 2022 funds. RACPs, we do have 18 grants at various stages of the process, totaling $22 million in grant funding. And as of February, the new governor's administration has not launched 2023 applications. We are hearing likely fall, but that remains to be seen. We have been working on our local funds and evaluating funds that are provided by other counties around us to remain competitive. So we've been looking at all of our programs to ensure that we are competitive with surrounding county programs. In objective 1.4, this is the Alliance program. We have had discussions with the chair of the Alliance Committee, and committee re-engagement is coming forth shortly. We will evaluate the future of the Alliance, but to update you, we have had 3 renewals that were no pays last year, and we've had 2 new Alliance members sign up. You will see at the bottom of this slide the events that are planned for this year. The first 2 are Alliance events in March and May. The first one is the Founders event, and the annual event where we will have an update, an annual report will be held in May. Moving into workforce development, objective 2.1, workforce needs within Cumberland County and the region. We have worked to make sure that our workforce manager is approved by Engage and has conducted 6 Engage visits. 7 of those meetings were with businesses. We've had 2 meetings with educators and 6 meetings with nonprofit service providers so that we can build toward a collective impact for the local businesses in Cumberland County. Objective 2.2 focuses on workforce talent development and upskilling and education for today and the future. We are working closely on the high priority occupation list and identifying gaps in training, and so that we may inform our local training providers and educators of the opportunity to fill those gaps. Objective 2.3 in the workforce development, we were asked by the board and the committee for strategic planning to identify data. So we have been gathering a list of local data available and how we can use that. We also have had a presentation by Lightcast and the opportunity to look at a proposal by Lightcast to enhance our data for workforce and economic development. And unfortunately, Kristen is not here, so moving into the tourism and marketing, you'll have to listen to me, and hopefully I am able to do this justice. So objective 4.1, you may recall that we were asked to look at a cohesive brand and identity for CADIC overall. This is something that comes on much later in the implementation, but our recent selection of the agency of record, the group Relic out of Utah has a specific skill set in the area of branding that we believe will assist us. So we have moved this up and are working with them to see if they may be able to provide that assistance on the brand identity. Objective 4.2 is the quality of life and attraction or relocation of people. If you recall, we were discussing in our strategic planning the need to attract more people to Cumberland County for the jobs that we have available. This is that effort through the tourism and marketing. We have recently done an interview, Kristen and I, with the Pennsylvania's Work Smart, Live Happy guide. That will come out and publish in June. We also have been working with many of our local partners, such as realtors, chambers of commerce, and talking to them about the needs and their relocation efforts so that we are not duplicating those, but enhancing them, and conducting outreach with our municipalities to see if they may help us with opportunities to share welcome to Cumberland Valley, so that when they have new people moving in, we're able to share information about the area. Finally, on this site, on this page, we are doing a Cumberland Valley microsite, which will be specific to attracting people to the area and retaining them here. This launched at the end of last year, and we are building content for the future that will be used and linked to that information. Objective 4.3 is increasing visitation. So this is more specific to the tourism and visitor experience. We have often shared the number of impressions and websites and actions. These are the metrics, our ad metrics, and you will see that they have continued to grow in 2022 well over 2021 numbers. This final piece on here is the Red House Communications. It is a new tool to gauge the economic impact of our advertising. So we will have more data to share with you at our next quarterly meeting from that the Red House Communications on how we are doing with our advertising and whether it's really having an economic impact. We have started to share with you the arrivalist data, and you recall this is pings on cell phones. So as long as you've opened locations on your cell phone, we are tracking you to determine visitors, and we are able to see who lives within 50 miles and how long they have stayed in Cumberland County. We have been using this, and we are still learning. We've had it almost a year, not quite. And you will notice that Q4 of 2021 was slightly down from 2022. That equates to 9,000 fewer people. But it is, we can, because of this data or this information, we can attribute it to fewer Keystone aquatic events and fewer college sporting events. So the data and the information that we're able to gather is very deep and allows us to make guesses on what that is or what is causing those downturns. Objective 4.3 is simply the same number of rooms in the last couple of years. While we have had a few new hotels open, some of our smaller, older ones have closed. So you can see on here the average daily rate. You can see the revenue per available room, and there just aren't huge swings in the number of rooms available or properties. Again, I know this is a data dump, so you guys, if you have questions later, feel free to ask me or Kristen. It is has become a great opportunity to do the trails, and we have launched recently, February 1, the coffee and chocolate trail. I've given each of you a card related to the trail. We are showcasing 16 locations that agreed to participate in the coffee and chocolate trail. And we have already had over 1,100 people sign up for those trails. We will begin working on we've already begun working on the 2023 beer trail and that passport. Also, objective 4.3, growing visitation. This is related to our website. We continue to see growth on the number of people coming to the Visit Cumberland Valley website. And we are working on this website to make sure that it is accessible to all people, and especially those with disabilities. Also, 4.3, we are showing you that we are doing prospecting for both meetings and sports. We continue to find success in attracting unique sporting events and other events to our area. You can see on the chart what those are. And we are talking about doing a workforce connection on the HR side to ensure that the local businesses know of our local hotels. So we'll take our workforce managers' information and match it up so that we are providing those HR departments with the information to make hotel reservations here locally. All right. There you go. Increasing visitation and experience. The only thing I wanted to say is we have recently put out our new visitor's guide, and I've given each of you a copy of those. We printed over 100,000 of those and distributed those at the end of January. On this slide, we're talking about, it's also objective 4.3, content and PR and our media coverage. We continue to grow our content and media coverage. Some of the recent examples are on this slide. If you look at the Coffee and Chocolate Trail media coverage, we got a lot of traction around the Coffee and Chocolate Trail. A lot of TV coverage, radio coverage. Everyone seems to love the Coffee and Chocolate Trail. Finally, I believe this is the end of 4.3, increasing visitation. This is our social media and our newsletters. We are continuing to find fun ways to engage folks in what we're doing. And recently we did vote for your favorite Cumberland Valley town and got a lot of engagement, a lot of enthusiasm around this. And Carlisle was the winner of the Cumberland Valley town competition. And finally, our last pillar for tourism and marketing is growing awareness of the CADIC services. This is related to economic development specifically and the cumberlandbusiness.com. We just wanted to show you that we are seeing huge increases. In fact, 89% over last January in the number of visits to that site. We will be launching an updated site here shortly. And we are, part of the reason we are seeing such huge increases is we are running paid search ads to bring people into the website so that we're able to talk about what we have to offer to businesses going forward. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mary to speak about our administration pillar.
Thank you, Janet. So for the next couple of slides, we're going to focus on the administration and the finance piece, basically just the internal functions of CADIC. For objective 6.1 is our organizational development. As you guys are aware, CADIC did plan the February board reorganization meeting that occurred between December and beginning of February. That was a very heavy lifted project done by CADIC. We're very pleased with the results, and because of that, we are going to be collecting the board confidentiality code of ethics, and statement of financial interest documents from the required parties. Janet and myself are also going to, and Lori are going to be working on developing an onboarding process for the new board and committee members that are starting in 2023. This was brought up in the organizational development committee meeting at the beginning of the month. That way people have, the new committee members and board members have an overview of CADIC. Moving forward to objective 6.2 is our recruitment. We are currently in the final stages of the pre-employment verification for the economic development manager position. We are very excited for this. All that's left to do is complete the background check. So we are hopeful to have a job offer out to the candidate by the end of the week. She's very excited, and working in economic development is definitely one of her dream jobs. She stated that in the interview, so she's very excited. We are also wrapping up the job description review for the 2 support positions. One of them is economic development coordinator, and the other is marketing sales coordinator positions. This is to support the economic development team and the tourism teams. Once these job descriptions are official and reviewed by the executive director, Janet, we will be sending them to a consultant for a compensation study before posting them on the job recruiting websites. We are hopeful we should get the information back by beginning of March, hopefully by next week, if not the middle of March, to post the economic development coordinator position by the end of March. That meets the first quarter deadline for this support position. Then we can post the marketing and sales position in the second quarter. Moving on to objective 6.3 is our employee growth, development, and accountability. CADIC recently reached out to Holly Sherman, who is the director of Cumberland County, Director of Human Resources at Cumberland County, to partner with the county for annual trainings, mostly for the ADA harassment and diversity trainings. We are currently researching local consultants and researching training websites that could best fit CADIC's needs for the annual compliance trainings that are recommended through all the labor websites. And given the fact that we've had quite a number of new staff that's come on board in the past couple of months, we are looking to incorporate team building activities and cross-training exercises. We are hopeful to build a team cohesiveness throughout CADIC and break down those silos that haven't been in the past. Finally is the wonderful employee handbook. We have begun the evaluation process of the handbook, and we will be dismantling this handbook section by section and then rebuilding it section by section in conjunction with meeting with the management team and the members of the org development committee. This is going to be a year-long process, so we're hopeful that it serves a more better purpose moving forward. Objective 6.4 is our new office space. We are currently working with a committee and the Campbell Commercial Real Estate Group. We toured 6 office properties on February 17th that were located in Lemoyne, Camp Hill, and Mechanicsburg. We are looking to schedule a recap of the new office space meeting, hopefully for this week, to move forward on the next steps. The next slide is going to be focusing on the finances. We are currently in the final stages of the Cumberland County Industrial Development Authority, CCIDA audit, and the CADIC audit. These have been ongoing since the end of January. So the tentative outline for closeout time is hopefully by the end of February. During the board meeting, as you all are aware, the CADIC board approved to add the executive director and new board treasurer to the bank for a signature for check writing purposes. And finally, we just wanted to include a recap of how, sorry. And then finally is the summary of how CADIC ended 2022. If you have any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to review the information with you right now or at any other given time. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
So we'd be open to any questions. We did leave a few minutes for that. If you have any questions, but I know we threw a lot at you.
This was very interesting. The occupancy rates for hotels, the objective 4.3, in all of these years, 2018 through 2022. The occupancy rate, other than that off year of COVID of 2020, it's kind of hovers in the mid-50s. Seems like we've got some open hotel rooms.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you've reached out to HRs at companies to say, hey, this is where business travelers say.
Right.
I think that's a great idea.
We're starting that process.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find ways and opportunities to bring economic development closer to the tourism and marketing for the benefit of both.
Back to that question on occupancy. So that's the year, the average for the year. So we have, right?
I believe so, but I will double
We're given a
check.
single number for the year. So I'm assuming it's just an average of all the months put together. So do we have any idea what our peak rate is? I know in winter time, it's always been a challenge here. So
I don't, but I bet Kristen does. So
it'd be nice to know how our peaks and troughs compare. Over
Sure.
time. So,
I will get back to you with that.
thank you. I guess the only other thing on that is, do we have any comparative data on, say, other counties around us and how that?
I will ask that as well.
Questions?
You made me want to go have coffee and chocolate.
That was the goal.
I really enjoy the trail. I think it's really fun. And it makes me stop, often on the way home from work, I'll stop. At a trail stop, yeah.
See, that's the important thing. Not only is it about attracting outsiders, because we want to do that, but it's also about retaining people that live here and making sure that they're aware of what's available to them right here in Cumberland County.
Like, I didn't know that there was a Breaches Bakery and Cafe at Allenbury, so I'm gonna check that out because it's so close to home. Like, oh, I had no idea it was there.
Right?
Yeah.
See, so you won't be moving anytime soon because you're gonna love Cumberland County.
Yes, anybody?
It's very good, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Terrific.
We're trying to align with our
Yeah,
strategic
right.
plan, and it's a little challenging on our end to adjust to the new document, but we want to make sure that everyone is aware we are using it as a plan, not a document that sits on the
Right.
shelf.
I think you're making amazing progress, quite
Thank
frankly, a long way in a very short period of time. And I know John, I spoke earlier yesterday about the interaction in terms of plan implementation. So that's a very, very good sign.
He's been great to work with.
Which is great. Okay, well, thank you. Thanks. I guess we'll move on. We have other business under item 5. If there's anything else to come before the board. If there's nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Stand adjourned.